7.
It's on number 7.
No time to go. 7. This is tough. Hello, welcome to another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor, Russ Stevens, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's the barber to the stars, Hollywood Pete McGilvery. Well, we have another great show for you tonight, so boys, let's get started. First of all, I want to wish you all happy holidays and a happy new year. And to all our wonderful viewers here, the Grandstanders. I hope this is a wonderful year, 2017. But we mainly go to the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room that nobody's talking about is, let's be honest, we love the New England Patriots, but we're fearful of one team, and that's a team a few hundred miles to the south, the New York Giants. Forget about Pittsburgh, Kansas City. Guys, is that all you're thinking about as far as opponents go? If the Giants go in and beat Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay this weekend, I'm going to have a heart attack.
right, exactly.
I'm going to have a heart attack.
That's the most interesting game to me for New England fans this weekend.
Absolutely. Do you want to play them?
No, not a chance.
No way.
Oh,
third time's a charm.
I'm out.
I want to play them. Third
Really?
time's a charm.
No, that guy.
Absolutely.
That guy. Eli Manning.
Eli's out of shape, but he's a turnover
him
machine.
on.
We've heard
Really?
that before,
Yes,
and then
absolutely.
Eli gets
Come
into
on,
these
yeah.
games
You get
and
a
turns
shot
into
like that?
Eli gets into these games and turns into like Kenny Stabler.
Yeah,
and he's
right.
Johnny
But have you
Unitas.
watched Eli lately?
It doesn't
No,
matter.
yeah, but-
The
what
defense
Eli-
is in their head. No matter what linemen play for the Giants, that's in
Totally.
Brady's head right
All he
now.
can think
That
of
is a good defense this year.
All he can see is Michael Strahan and
Yep.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Right, exactly.
In the
I don't know.
NASCAR defense. I don't want any
Oh,
part of them.
I think
Just
all
send
the
a box
Tom
of
Brady's
fireworks
been through
to
this
Jason
year.
Pierre-Paul's
You
house.
you
I'm
can't
out.
rattle them now. Bring them on. Bring them
out.
on.
But then this would be the same situation that the Giants had in 7 and 10 because they are playing with the 12. Excuse me, they're playing with the house's
They
money.
peak in the
11.
playoffs. They
Right.
peak in the playoffs. They get hot in the playoffs. Eli
But they're not
turns
getting
into-
hot this year.
Joe, if they beat the Packers in Green Bay on Sunday night,
Green Bay's
they're
gonna be tough
Because
Sunday
Green
night.
Bay's been hot.
They're gonna be tough, I agree.
Oh no, Green Bay's terrible. They have a white running back. When you have a white running back, that's all you need to say about the team. They've won 6 in a row.
Aaron Rodgers may win the MVP based on how he's been playing lately.
He stunk the first half of the year.
If the Giants go in to Green Bay and beat the Packers at home on Sunday night, they're hot
is something
and
to talk
they're
about,
legit,
yeah.
and they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it's the most uncomfortable 2 weeks waiting for
Yeah.
the Super Bowl of all
Totally.
time. Because
I
all you're
can't
going to
do it.
hear is what happened in
No.
those other 2 Super Bowls.
No.
That's all you're going to be reminded of. You're right there. It's going to be a real
Yeah.
aggravation.
Yep. So I think that's what we're gonna have to root for, and we'll see. I'm the same way. I don't want to see the Giants in the 2 weeks leading up to.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should be
I
nervous.
want the Giants, and I want them badly.
And so if the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, it's all Pete and Joe's fault, just so
I
you know.
totally agree with that.
And I'm agreeing
wait,
with you.
don't-
This is early in
I
the year.
totally
Well,
agree
don't you
with
want to
that.
beat the guys that beat you, though?
No, I just want to
Russ
say
is
you.
you.
He's No, lulling you to I say want
no,
the
no.
Houston Rockets. And he's I gonna- want the Colorado Rockets. I want,
Texans.
yeah, I want He's the gonna Carolina pull the chair out
Oh,
from Panthers. under you. I want the. Look, I'm hoping for the Atlanta Falcons. This is my dream, you know. And you know, when you're 50 What, years old, embarrass the this is BC what you Bronx? dream about. I dream about somehow playing the Miami Dolphins, and then playing the Houston Texans, and then playing the Atlanta Falcons for our
my
Super Bowl.
God.
That's what I want, and I want the games
Yeah,
to be
I just want
45-0.
whatever it takes to get number 5. I want.
Yeah, I
Right?
want wipeouts. Right? You guys want close
Yeah.
games?
Oh,
no.
You know,
I
the
don't know.
NFL, I don't know if the Patriots are that good or the NFL is that weak.
They are that weak.
Well, the AFC
No,
is
it's-
this week. The AFC is weak.
Yeah. There's some
interesting
good
teams in the
NFC.
NFC.
Are you
Interesting
kidding me?
teams.
Dallas is a good team.
But there are not a lot of good quarterbacks in the NFL. That's the thing.
But there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the NFC playoffs.
Yeah.
Right, but then we're only going to have to face one of them.
You're only going to have to face one of them. That's exactly right.
Well, Eli?
No, I'll take Matty Ice.
Matt
And Eli
Ryan.
might be the worst one of them all.
Oh, no.
In the
No, not
playoffs.
against the Patriots, Joe. Not in the Super Bowl. Seriously. Does he have a VCR?
You have not
Too much
watched Eli
credit
this
because he
year.
won 2 lousy games.
You are right. He was a lousy game.
Jr. And then he just.
And one of them was a miracle.
But they can have another miracle. There's not a chance. The more I think about it, stop it, please.
This is crazy talk.
It is crazy talk,
has
but
made a
you
real
Oh,
guys.
we haven't done that segment for a while.
This is crazy
Right,
talk.
This is the worst. All right. The Patriots. You're not. Tyree was even supposed to be in the game.
You're not giving the Patriots enough credit, though.
The kid from Seattle
doesn't matter
a couple
about
years
the
ago
Patriots.
never caught a pass in his life.
Nope.
Oh my
I'm
God!
out.
All right, so the Patriots finished 14-2, which is great. Obviously, I think nobody could have predicted that with 4 games Deflategate suspension for Brady. We figured 12-4, right?
I think preseason the best one around the table was 12-4, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's which is would have been a great season.
Yeah.
But 14-2 was wonderful. We know Tom Brady is wonderful, but I ask you boys, is the rest of the team wonderful?
Where's the holes?
Yeah, I mean, I still have some doubts about the defense, and there's these glimpses, and you have to go with the eye test on the defense, right? They played a lousy schedule. They beat up on bad teams. And then you get a stretch like in that Miami game where they're running drag routes and slants over the middle and literally running up the field at will.
Yeah.
And you start to think about Roethlisberger doing that or Matt Ryan or Aaron Rodgers doing that, and you think, if we can't stop that basic play, if we can't scheme our way to stopping that because we got slow linebackers, we're in trouble.
Yeah, because that's typically what happens. You're watching the game, they're in control, and all of a sudden you say, wait, what's happening here?
Right.
They're just starting to march down the field. They haven't done it for 3 quarters.
That's
know?
right.
So our worst loss, I think, other than the 2007 Super Bowl against the Giants, boys, was the 2010 playoff game against the New York Jets.
Yes.
When we were 14-2, and apparently the Patriots smoked the big do before the game because they showed no emotion, no effort.
Well, it was
that game.
the 45-3 victory 2 weeks prior to that.
Yeah.
That made it, seem like, it's a walkover. This is going to be a boat race.
Right.
So this may not be a facsimile. I mean, when we play a team
Well, you're
like
so negative against the Patriots.
no, I'm just what?
No,
I'm
look, I
scared.
think
I'm
the
scared.
point is
You're
like
scared
the
because
one
they're so
team.
too good?
He must have
No.
been down in Giants land reading the papers down there.
Look, the Patriots. No, I have no faith in the defense as we sit here today. On a
Do you have
playoff
faith
game.
in the offense?
Absolutely, I
Yeah.
think the offense. Yeah.
I still
what
want the
defense is gonna
defense to
stop
prove
them?
it to me, too.
No. I think that obviously in the defense, not in the AFC, but a team like Dallas could stop them.
The last time they did face a good offense, they didn't do too well the Seattle game.
Well, look, Kansas City has the kind of team that could come in here if Alex Smith is patient. They could run the ball up the field, right? They could beat us.
Well, the Andy Reid factor.
But I don't think there's we remember in 2010 we lost the first game. We lost the division round game at home to the Jets, right? That was a nightmare. I don't see that happening. I just don't see.
The Patriots learn from those games.
Exactly.
But have we learned not to have a 3-man rush? When you guys see that, and even in the first quarter of the Miami game, they have those 3-man rushes, and it never works.
No. What's worse than that is that flare out to the side when he just turns and throws right to Edelman.
Yeah.
I hate that play. It never works, ever. I don't know if he's setting it up for another time in the game, but it never
Maybe he's
works.
setting up the Edelman double pass again, right?
Yeah.
But defensively, when they play soft, they pay for it.
Yeah.
They give up yards
their
in
prevent
chunks.
defense is the
In
worst.
chunks.
Because when we've been aggressive, which we have been in the last few weeks, we've
Yeah.
reaped the rewards of
I
that.
still, and my one hope for the defense is that he's still playing cat and mouse a little bit. He's not showing his entire playbook
Defensive
on
game
defense.
plan,
on
yes. I agree.
defensively.
I
If
agree.
you want to look at the most recent game, the Miami game, the defense made 2 big plays. And the Miami wasn't that terrible, except for those plays. And the Patriots did enjoy
Yeah.
some clock time.
That's right.
So, all right, the whole Michael Floyd thing. First of all, get off the fact that Michael Floyd has not been
found guilty of anything right now, currently, he's allowed to work
Sure.
out in the workplace, okay? And he wants to play football, so I have no problem for him playing for the Patriots.
Especially after he threw that block.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but it's all right. Why can't he play for the Patriots, first of all? So all these people are the holier than thou that they should
If
have
they
picked
took
him up.
out every DUI guy in the NFL,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have anyone to play.
Where does Jeff Saturday get off dissing the Patriots for bringing the kid in?
Yeah, right.
And then
Oh,
he's responsible
Marvin
for
Harrison
14
shooting
points.
up the
Yeah,
the car wash that time.
The only point that I totally agree with, the only point I make is the Patriots we can't also then ascribe some holier than thou thing to the Patriots. Do the same things that other teams do, which is that the guy's
There's
good
no-
enough,
yeah.
they'll bring him in. They'll look past a lot.
Right.
And
Good
Bill
point,
Belichick
right?
says, the Patriot, well, he said, I never use that term
Yeah,
in my
that's
life.
a Bob, and this is not a
And what
Belichick
that
thing.
does-
This is a
Bob
Bob Kraft thing.
The one consistency with Bill Belichick is he's always said, I'm going to make the decision that's best for the football team.
That's right.
This decision was best for the football team. He's still consistent.
Why not? Look,
Might
you got
not be best
Brandon
for the PI
Spikes.
guys,
We
but-
know Brandon Spikes' history.
Right.
And guys, I hate to remind everyone, we had a
someone in
guy
jail?
who was murdering at least one person
serial
while
killer.
he was playing. Yeah,
was a
at the
serial
very
killer.
least,
Right.
he's been convicted of one murder while he was playing for the Patriots.
Look, they brought in guys with histories, and
That's
it's
on
not.
his own
But it's a Bob Kraft. When Kraft, Jonathan or Bob gets out there and talks about how the Patriot way, they would never do this, they would never do that. The Patriots have done plenty of that. I still don't have any problem bringing the guy in.
Yeah, and look, this guy was a top wide receiver. Before this incident, he was probably going to get some
And
big
they
dough
didn't have
in the
enough wide
offseason.
receivers to field the team. They were going to. Matt Slater was going to be playing. We all know he's terrible.
This guy made a lot of fans on Sunday. The
Sure
way
did.
he played on that touchdown and on that second touchdown with the block, that's exactly what Boston
Yeah.
He
fans
almost
wanna
left
see.
his knee behind on that touchdown. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to really hurt himself.
I mean, we haven't had a big physical
Yeah.
receiver like this in a long time. I know
Randy Moss.
Well, but if Moss wasn't physical, he was
No.
a finesse
Switch down the
player.
field, though.
David Givens was the kind of guy. He was a hard
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a
but-
great point. Yeah, I didn't think
But
about
we
it.
really haven't had a really big physical receiver since then.
With Steve Grogan's number on him, too.
Yeah. And let's be honest, the block of Michael Floyd's block was the best player of the game.
Oh,
Maybe of the year. Maybe of the year.
I mean, that will get you jazzed up. And that means that he's willing to do the little things.
Yeah.
That he's not
Sure.
a prima donna. He's not just
Well,
running.
look, he's playing for his football life right now.
he made a mistake.
Absolutely, right? Look, if he had hurt somebody, it would be a
Well,
different
it wasn't
conversation.
the first time he made that mistake, though.
No.
That's the problem.
No, but if he had hurt someone, killed someone, obviously this
Yeah.
would be a different conversation. But thankfully, he fell asleep at a light. And look,
Before he
and that video is about as embarrassing as you could ever get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So he's already paid. All right. So I'm going to make a prediction, guys. I think Dion Lewis will be the key guy, obviously, other than Brookline's own Tom Brady, the key guy in the playoffs for the Patriots offensively. What do you think?
Oh, I agree. He's that X factor. When all the wideouts have been defended, he's
Yeah.
running loose. You get it to him just like Vereen a few years back,
Yeah.
11 passes.
Didn't you get
and
the
we
feeling-
failed with James White last year.
Didn't you get the feeling watching the Miami game that some guys these guys are getting healthy at the right time, too?
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he being the number one.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
look, there's two guys now on the team offensively that can get something out of nothing, which is what you need in the playoffs. One is Dion Lewis and the other is Edelman. Like
Right.
Yeah.
either
Yeah.
one of those guys can take
Good
a play
point, yeah.
that looks like it's a 2-yard loss or a 3-yard gain and turn it into 7 yards,
And wriggle for
15,
another
20,
couple.
right? You need those guys in the playoffs because these other teams get better defensively and they'll start to clamp down.
Well-
I don't think like the Malcolm Mitchells are going to be big players in the playoffs
But
because
Floyd looked like he could be that kind of guy,
Floyd
too.
looks like,
Made
he
something
took
out
a
of nothing.
short pass and dragged 4 guys into the end zone with him.
Yeah.
Mitchell's not doing I like the kid, but he's not doing that.
Yeah, Floyd might be a guy who Brady hands off to, when he goes in motion and they goes
Oh,
past.
I can see
they're
him
gonna
being a
feature
running
him
back.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a pitch, doing the jet sweep, doing a couple of different things.
But I agree on Lewis. We missed him last year in the playoffs. You put him in that
it's
Denver
terrible.
game, we probably win that Denver game.
With him in the lineup, the other teams have to worry about him. They
And they have to
spend a lot
worry
of
about
time on
running
him.
or passing, right? When James
Right.
White is in the game, they're playing the pass. When LeGarrette Blunt's
Yeah.
in the game, they're playing the
Yeah,
run. When
he's gonna
Dion
take
Lewis
up
is in the
some
game,
time on the coaching.
It
you
could
have to
be
respect
either.
both. And I got to tell you, the times in the backfield, I don't know if you guys noticed it, when they had White and Lewis last week, they did very, very well.
Oh my God,
Yes.
those are two weapons that you
Imagine
you know,
that.
right? And you're
Imagine-
going to have
yeah.
slow linebackers covering these guys.
I don't know what you
Brady
do.
off the play action, he might be like a 65, 70% regular passer. He's like 90% when he's running play
Last
action.
week was such a great example of why you run the football in the National Football
Yeah.
League, because those play action fakes just were
Freezes everybody.
freezing the linebackers.
And remember, last year when Blunt left the game, who did we see but Brandon Bolden? I mean,
No,
right?
thank you.
That was
We
the
don't wanna
problem,
see.
right?
No,
and now
thank
you
you.
have an
Yeah.
upgrade. You have a speed running back that you can have.
Yeah,
that's
you have
right.
a tough guy in Blunt, and you have a speed guy.
And a crafty guy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're balanced right now. We do miss Gronk. I mean, we have to say that.
No
we would be a
question.
better team without Gronk, no matter what people want to say.
And Lewis isn't really a little guy. He's short, but he's a little bowling ball. He's
Powerful.
200 pounds at that 5'9". He's a,
But we'll miss Gronk in the red zone in the
No
playoffs,
question.
oh,
right?
yeah.
No
But
question.
Yeah, 'cause he
Floyd
takes two
might
guys.
help there.
Yeah, he
No
might.
question.
Right? Yeah. They may be
Remains
doing
to
those
be
fade
seen.
routes.
Yeah, remains to be seen. Oh, I hate that fade. No.
Well, the fade route works well with Gronk.
Well, oh yeah.
Unless it was a two-point conversion.
Unless it
To
was
get into the
against
Super
Seattle,
Bowl.
too. He didn't remember this year, too.
Yeah.
So I have another prediction on the defensive end. My guy who's been quiet all year, and of course he actually sat for a game, but Jabal Sheard, I think, will be the guy that ends up playing a key role, and I'm predicting 2 turnovers in the playoffs that Jabal Sheard
Not
causes.
Hightower?
No.
What about Trey Flowers? He
Oh,
looks like
he's my
coming
guy.
back. He's coming in.
He's my guy.
Flowers, but I think he's going to be the
What?
guy double teamed.
Did you see Sheard on that one play? The poor
Oh,
guy.
he
just
got lost.
didn't know where it
He
was.
thought the quarterback was that, and then Ryan intercepted that
Yeah.
pass. Yeah.
But you don't forget that Sheard was a key guy for us last year.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been playing better.
Yeah, but I
He's
mean,
been playing
he's a
better,
guy that
right.
they're going to.
Well, someone's got to make up for Ninkovich, though, because he's kind of disappeared.
You know, but think about this. I thought about that because you brought it up on a couple shows ago. You know, I always felt that the Patriots' defense went as Ninkovich went for a while there. But
Yeah.
think about this, though. Without Chandler Jones, he takes a couple guys, and that freed up Ninkovich quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But Ninkovich was a key guy in key
He
situations.
was always made the big play
Yeah.
when you asked
Yeah.
of him.
But would you be surprised if Ninkovich ran himself into a key play? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
He
He did
had a big
earlier this
play.
year, too.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about this defense now, and on balance, I'd still rather have Jamie Collins back there patrolling the middle of the field
Oh,
and
no.
covering tight
Yeah,
ends.
I agree.
But they've got more guys who seem to be more involved in this defense right now, making
and
plays.
guys like Chris Long, who you don't really hear much about him during the game, but he does make that play.
Yeah.
And you go, did you see Chris Long in that play? Geez,
Yeah.
he made that play.
Well, he's a smart guy. He protects the edge. He does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He's in this. He doesn't get out of position
Yeah.
at the very least, and Belichick can depend on him.
Yeah.
All right, so we
doing
have.
his job.
So it's a fun weekend to watch.
It's a
NFL
great weekend
football
because we
playoffs,
don't have
right?
to worry about
we
anything,
got a
right?
free weekend.
We don't have to worry about anything other than the Giants
Yeah,
losing.
exactly. Right. But we have to worry about the AFC and who we're going to play. We'll either play Oakland, backup quarterback. Actually, third string
Backup to
quarterback.
backup.
Houston,
Backup.
backup who used to be the starter, now back out. Now is going to be the backup starter. And then Miami, backup. Who do you guys want to play?
Houston.
Houston.
I cannot imagine a scenario in which Houston comes in and beats us.
Oh, Oakland. I'll vote for Oakland.
Oh, no.
No, I think Houston. I don't think
Just
they're
stay away
gonna-
from Khalil Mack and you'll be fine.
Boys, it's Miami.
No.
Because if we get Miami, that means they took out Pittsburgh. And if you look at all the AFC teams, the one position that scares you is quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But what's the old
No, I
adage in
understand.
Not just
football?
quarterback.
So hard to beat a team 3 times.
Look, I would
the New York
right.
Football Giants.
I agree with you, and I agree with you. Meaning, look, if they take out Pittsburgh, that's better.
Yeah,
for
well, that's
us,
what you
right?
want.
Yeah.
However, of the 3 teams, the one that we're likeliest to beat is Houston. I think. You
Yeah,
And
think
it's
maybe-
unlikely
yeah.
that Miami beats Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
It's
right.
unlikely.
Well, we're going to beat it in either of those teams.
We cannot like if we lose this division round game, epic failure for this team.
Yeah.
Epic.
It'd be just
It would be a
devastating.
disaster. It would be right up there with the Jet. It would be the Jets game and that
Jets
awful
game.
Baltimore game that we lost when the guy scored. Ray Rice ran a
On the
80
first play
yard
of the game?
Yeah,
run
but we
play.
weren't a good team.
We weren't a
that year,
good team.
no.
But if we lose this one, we'll look at this team
It'll
and
be
say, you know what?
2010.
We weren't a good team.
No,
right?
It would be.
It'd be
So-
a tough season to look back on, especially after losing Patricia and McDaniels.
And Tom Brady would not get the love that he's getting right now.
No.
It would be a tough off season for Tom
If
Brady.
he were out to go out and lay an egg and lose this now you lose that second game to a well-played game, against KC or Pittsburgh, you're not going to be happy, but it's not a disaster. This would be a disaster.
If we lost this game, nobody would be talking about trading Jimmy G. I can tell you that.
Well, it depends how Brady plays. If he plays a good game,
Brady's going to have to stink up the lot for us.
They seem to have an awful lot of confidence in Brissett.
Season.
What's that? It doesn't matter. This is the season. This is the...
Who's
Look,
Michael
he only
Floyd's
played-
mentor?
He only played 12 games. Right?
Yeah, he only threw
And
two
his numbers
interceptions.
were-
he's just
It's
laying
just
some
behind.
foundation
Look,
to go
if
after
the
Tommy
Patriots
Brady.
lose,
I know
Bill
you're
Belichick
right, Russ.
catches a crap first,
He's laying the
and Tom
foundation.
Brady
You're
catches
right.
a crap second.
He's laying the
Oh
foundation.
yeah, it would be.
That's how it works.
If they lost in the first round, it would be an epic coaching disaster more than a personnel.
They'd be looking for Bill's head. I'm telling you.
No,
something.
no.
way.
No one's looking for his head.
He's
Nope.
clearly now
I'm-
established. He's established as the guy that wrote the blueprint.
Oh, you guys have forgotten how New Englanders are. It gets nasty for Bill. It's going to end
Yeah, for
nasty
like-
for Bill
for
in this
like a
town.
week.
You watch. It's going to end
And then it'll
nasty.
be in Bill We Trust in the off season.
It's going to. I'm just saying. I hope he wins the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you
Wait a minute,
something.
are you saying what the
Oh,
hell?
no, no, no.
I'm telling you something. If Bill Belichick, if they lose this game, it's all in Bill Belichick's head, and it's just a matter of time.
what if-
And the new coach will be Jason Varitek.
Seriously, you guys don't know how quickly they're going
Would
to turn
depend
on.
on how they
way.
lost. What
No
if
way.
what if
No
Edelman
way.
coughs
This
up?
is not who we are.
No, I understand that, but it depends on how they lose.
Yeah.
Right? If Edelman coughs up 3 balls or there's
Yeah.
a bunch of fumble, I mean, tell me how they lose, and I'll tell you if it's Belichick's or Brady's fault.
If
Like
he's-
be a game
05
plan.
when they lost to Denver by all fumbles.
If he screws up the
And an
play clock or
interception.
something, if he does something,
Well, I
at
mean,
the
I
end of
agree with you
halftime.
on that. Then people start to say maybe Belichick's lost his fastball.
Right, that's
I get
different.
that. That's different.
And
Why you're blaming Belichick for a game he hasn't lost
Yeah,
yet?
and he
And
hasn't
you've already
played.
got the Giants beating them in the Super Bowl.
I told you, I'm so
Wow.
afraid.
Why
right?
are you-
Because really, we're in a no-win situation here. We must win this Super Bowl.
No.
Why?
Well, no.
Yeah.
We must.
Well,
we
why
must
not?
win this game. We should win the next game. You lose to this. You lose in the Super Bowl to
Dallas or Green Bay or-
Oh,
Green
that's going to
Bay.
be so painful to
It's
watch
gonna be
Jimmy Joe
painful.
after the presidential election.
I
We're going to
understand
let
that.
Texas win
I'm
again.
not-
Jeez.
Well, Raymond, Bob Kraft was the Trump supporter.
Yeah,
Oh, my-
I mean,
that
I'm not
doesn't
going to say
matter.
I'm not
Come
going to say
on.
it's not going to be painful. What I'm saying is, the season's not an epic failure if they lose a close game to Dallas in the Super Bowl. It's not. It's going to be
Dallas
horrible.
is well meant.
The playoffs and Super Bowls aren't fun to watch. It's just this fear we all have, right?
The fear of losing
I'm not
clearly
rather
have
than winning.
Yeah, I'm not fearful.
I feel pretty good about the Patriots.
I do too. I'm very
I'm so
confident.
scared that we. I
Oh,
don't-
you need to. Yeah, you should talk to a therapist.
Okay,
or
all right.
something.
Question for you. All right, boys. Question for the audience too. If you remember the last winter, the 2 winters ago, when the Patriots won the Super Bowl, and then we had Armageddon, right? Worst winter in the history of New England. Would you
Trade it again?
Would you trade that again? Would you trade a Patriots Super Bowl victory on that night and then have the same winter that we had 2 years ago? Would you make that trade?
Does anybody die?
So everybody's
So long as-
safe.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Oh, fine.
Oh,
Fine
yeah,
with
no,
me.
no,
Fine
no.
with me. You get stuck and have to order your groceries. You can't get out of Mason
Yeah.
Terrace.
Yeah. Would you guys
I
do
had
it?
to go
Yeah, of
drive
course.
back and forth to here.
Win
Yeah.
the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
shovel a few.
The big one was
Shovel a few. Seriously,
No, the
what were you in
big one-
Sarasota?
the big one was for me.
I lost a gutter.
Well, bring Mark Henderson
now I
out of
can see why
retirement.
you want the Giants.
All right, so you guys would all obviously
No,
take the
look,
Super
to me the big one was that fourth one, because I felt like with the fourth one that we won, improbably made up for. It sort of
David
made up
Tyree.
for both of it certainly made up for the David Tyree.
Yeah.
one, right. So we got one back. I would love the fifth, but I don't feel about the fifth like I felt about the fourth. We had to have that one.
Yeah, but Bruce Schwegler over here.
No, but this is all about Roger Goodell right now and Deflategate, right?
Yeah,
This
and
is
the
Well, let's
legacy.
face it,
And
everybody
five.
in America wants to see Tom win the MVP and Roger Goodell have to give him the trophy on national TV
Yeah.
after winning the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm not
No,
so
I don't
sure
think
about
everyone
that.
in America is. I, think
Everyone in
I don't know if
New
they
England.
want to see it. They'd be really curious to
Yeah,
see it.
well, that's
but-
what I mean. It's
hey, look, if we
television.
play Green Bay, the 80% of the fans in this country are going to be rooting against the Patriots. Same as Dallas.
I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about
We're
the
the
Giants?
Yankees, guys. we're the Yankees.
I know
we're
we
the
are.
Death Star. We absolutely
hard.
are in football.
And I used to hate Dallas, and
Of course,
because they
we're
were
that
they were
team. We're the New
dominant
York
team.
Yankees of the NFL. People
Of
hate
course
us.
we are. I know, but it
Bring
would be
it on.
nice. But I heard rumors that Goodell will not give Tom Brady a trophy. It'll be Mike Pence.
Yeah.
There you go.
nice.
All right, so we have to talk a little bit of the Red Sox because I don't think, did we mention Clay Buchholz being traded?
I
course
don't
we
believe
did.
it.
Did he get
No, we
traded?
did not. We did not mention
Didn't we
that.
set
know
up
why?
fireworks?
No, we
and-
did not.
Do you know why we didn't mention it? Because
Why?
nobody cares.
No, we cared very much. We had Burt Ward on. I hope that was a great show, Robin.
Yeah.
But we never mentioned Clay Buchholz, and we wouldn't be a Boston sports show if we would not mention the guy who pained us for more than a decade. Pitching is now gone.
Fond farewell to Clay Buchholz.
Yeah, it's so much angst
Is it
every time.
about a
he-
season and a half too late. Remember, a season and a half ago, I was begging them at the All-Star break when he was
When there might have been
whatever,
some value.
8-1, and they didn't do it.
How he's going to be in a league that runs more? Oh, he'll be thrown over to first base in his
Now,
sleep.
look, he'll be 12-1 and pull a hammy going around second
Oh,
base.
yeah, God bless him. Go ahead,
And
do it.
literally will be out for the rest of the year with the pulled hammy.
Yeah. So, Russ texted me last few nights just frantically saying, why don't we get Joey Batista?
That's right.
He's out there for the taking. All it's going to cost is like $18 million.
Let the price drop some more. Why compete with yourself? Why bid against
But
yourself?
the price is
no
not
one
going to drop
wants him.
anymore, Joe.
No one wants him. The price will be down to like
18
9
for 1
million.
year?
Great. And
18, yeah.
and if the Blue Jays sign him for 10 or the Indians sign him for 11 and we don't, I'm going to be really angry. Because that's a gaping hole that we have not filled in our lineup.
Oh yeah.
That would be just negligent.
Because you guys, does really anyone really care about the luxury tax? Do we really care if John Henry has to pay extra
Well,
money?
it makes a big difference now because it also impacts your draft, your signing of international players.
I agree
your
with
whole
Joe. and
Development system.
my point is that figure out a way not to go over the luxury tax. Get rid of some other salary. Get
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah, because this
Trade
is where
somebody.
Pablo Sandoval hurts us.
Give Pablo away if they'll take
Do
the salary.
something to free up some salary to sign Batista. If you can get him for 1 year and $15-16 million, figure it out.
Even
gotta
if you
be
get someone to
curious
pick up
about-
half of Pablo's salary.
You gotta be curious about Pablo. Now, aren't you looking forward to spring training because of that?
No,
Hello?
but he's skinny. Who says a skinny Pablo
I'm
is any
not
better
buying
than a
these
fatter?
reports either.
They need a base stealing threat on that team.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Are we that impressed by the pictures?
No, and he was at his best. He was a 260 hitter and a pretty bad third baseman.
And he couldn't hit right-handed anymore. Remember,
Yeah.
the last we saw Pablo, he literally had given up.
If he had a
batting from the
career
other
year,
side.
it'd be a bad year in my estimation.
All right, so we have to finish off with the Celtics. Could Danny Ainge basically crap or get off the pot? We need Danny to make a deal, right? Or no longer are we going to ever call him Trader Danny. There's so many guys out there that look like they'd be great fits for the Celtics that are available. When's Danny going to make a move?
It has to be soon. It's clear from the last week that we're at least one, probably two players away. We're a big guy
Yes.
away who can rebound offensively and defensively, and we're another pure shooter away.
Does he have to make a move, or can he sign someone in free agency over the?
Well, I mean, then you give up the whole season. If
I don't want to
make a
give
move,
up
right?
the whole season. I
Yeah.
want them to win. I'd love to get them into the Eastern Conference Finals with Cleveland. Like, that would be a good season. You're in
That'd be
the
an
Eastern
excellent
Conference
season. Oh my God,
Finals.
absolutely, that'd be great.
Facing Cleveland would be a successful year.
Yeah, because now you're competing with
Now
the
you're
top 4 teams in the league.
Running with the big dogs. Yeah.
So
I give you my more opinions, but my mic is out for the Celtics.
you should have yelled more. All right, well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank the boys. I want to thank everyone behind the scenes. Of course, the lovely and talented Adrian. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Wednesday night at 6:30 for another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great night.
No thanks to him.
I'm Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. The elephants are in town.